Dumb and Dumber. This is a 1994 comedy film that is written by the Farrelly brothers, but directed by Peter Farrelly. The plot of this movie is we see Lloyd Christen, played by Jim Carrey himself, the man with the legends. Who, in the beginning of the movie, we see him as this limo driver going to pick up this girl named Mary to the airport, played by Lauren Holly. Lloyd instantly madly in love with her, and when they go to the airport, Mary left her briefcase, and of course, Lloyd decided to go on a desperate mission to go to Aspen to give the briefcase back to Mary, along with his best friend, Harry Dunn, played by Jeff Daniels. But what they both don't know, that Mary left it there on purpose, not just by accident, but on purpose, because there's a group of guys holding a ransom on her. They just want some money. That's all they wanted. And Lauren and Harry didn't know anything about it because they're both idiots and Dumb and Dumber. Now, what do I think of Dumb and Dumber is... I love this movie. I do. There's no other way I do this film. It's such a great, funny, good feel movie. A great fun time movie. This film is as everything I want it to be. So let's start off with Jim Carrey himself. Jim Carrey as Lloyd Christmas. Like I said, in the beginning of the film, you see him as a limo driver, but when he's stopped by, he's trying to be the passenger behind the seat, and he spoke to his woman how to get to Mary Swanson's house. And of course, she said, well, oh, you go over there through the bridge with that accent. He's asking her, going, that's a lovely accent you got there. Where are you from? Austria. Austria! Well, good day, mate. Let's shrimp on the barbie. It's dumb and funny because Jim Carrey always brings humor to this movie. Whatever you think of the guy, call him overrated or he's just plain old Jim Carrey, but he's always the funniest. He's always put a smile on my face. Whatever movie role he's in, he always put a smile on my face. He just makes me laugh. I'll watch whatever he's in. He just makes me laugh all the time. Because Dumb and Dumber, as a movie, every time I watch it, it's just, there's so much fun with it. You can just... Now, every time I watch it, I just put it on every time just to watch it over and over and over again. Every year, I'll just put it on or just for a laugh or just looking for something to find something to cheer me up. But this film is just so much fun. And of course, we don't know where at the airport where he's trying to give the briefcase back to Mary and he could try to get through the gate. And of course, this guy says, hey, wait, you can't go in there. No, it's okay. I'm a limo driver. And he just runs and he just falls off the... Oh god, it was hilarious. That's the funny thing. I always put that line when I go to the airport, when I go into the plane itself. I go, "That's okay. I'm a limo driver." I'm sorry, that was just too quotable. There's so many things that Lloyd has some funny moments, especially when Lloyd and Harry are on this road trip to go to Aspen. There's one scene where Lloyd was daydreaming, where he thinks about how his life would be like if he's with Mary and being in love for her and see the family. And of course, at this restaurant, all these waiters are flirting with her, and Lloyd beats the crap out of them, each one of them. And this Hong Kong food chef comes in and beats Lloyd in the face and kicked his ass. Just goes back up and just do a Kali Ma on him and rip the guy's heart out and put it in a doggy bag. Hilarious stuff. It's so dumb, it's stupid, but it's just so much fun. And especially, he has to pee in the bottle when the road trip after escaping from this with Holly and Harry, and when Harry's driving and Lloyd's taking the pee, and they're putting the pee in the beer bottles, and they're stopped by this police officer who's riding a bike, and of course he's asking to give them the beer bottles, but what he didn't know, they're drinking Lloyd's urine. So gross. It's so bad, but it's funny bad, but it's so enjoyable for the most part. This is a bit of a cop out, but you know, Lloyd has so many great stuff, but you cannot give it Jeff Daniels as Harry, because Harry does have his funny jokes, and basically in the beginning of the film you do see him as working on some dog stuff or clean dogs, and he also goes to... He's feeding his dogs these hot dogs and it's covered in mustard. And he gets to the old woman who's looking after them. And of course, the dog get covered in all mustard and ketchup over their fur. It was just plain hilarious. And of course, you do get a scene where Harry spends the day with Mary at snow skiing, and of course he licks the pole and gets his tongue stuck. And it was silly and stupid, but it's funny. But at the same time, it's like, that's not funny, that's a bit dumb, but it's funny dumb. So much funny stuff. And of course, they're playing snowball and the snow. And when Mary throws him and she laughs, and Harry gets annoyed, picks up the ball, and it smacked her on the face. That was just amazing. This, for the most part, the comedy worked so well. It could have not do great. It would have easily failed, but I do think it has some really funny moments. It still has some funny, silly jokes that make me laugh, but I can sit and just look at it and just laugh it off and just watch as a dumb comedy film. But for the most part, it worked. It just made me laugh. It just made it worth it. And of course, there's one scene that I was really surprised went dark on. This is one of the henchmen that the ones who's trying to get Mary's briefcase at the airport, who tagged along with Lloyd and Harry, and they went to this burger place, and they put peppers in his burger while he's dealing the phone call. He comes back, and he's basically cannot handle hot stuff, and he's got some heart problems or something. He has to take one of these pills he uses, but he's got other pills that is rat poisoning to poison Lloyd and Harry, pretending to be its mental refreshments. Both of them killed this guy with the rat poison, pretending to think it's his pills, but he actually it's rat poisoning. And of course, the guy dies. Things in there. Oh yeah, there's one guy called Seabass who's in the film. And of course, Lloyd was in this bathroom taking the pee or taking the piss. And of course, he sees the written on the walls. If you go to the toilet, you know what I'm talking about, the written on the wall. And it says, meet at this time. And Seabass came in. He was just looking for some good time. And that's not right. It's correct, but it's funny. Like I said, the humor's great. There are some jokes that's a bit silly and a bit goofy, like the fart jokes. And Harry goes to the toilet where he goes to Mary's house going for a date, but then he's going to the toilet and does a what. And the toy doesn't work, which some of the humor doesn't work, but I still find it some hilarious. It's just silly, goofy, but dumb and hilarious at the same time. And of course, when Lloyd is an has-been and discovered the briefcase is full of money, like tons of money. And of course, they bought this car, and he goes to this paying or tipping on people like on the hotel, and they're just silly and dumb, and they're blowing their noses to be his tissues. Like, come on, that's just dumb. But it's a lot of fun to watch, and especially there's one quote in the movie that is so funny that I really love that line. Is where Lloyd comes out this liquor store and you see these group of guys having a big juice called Big Gulps, and then he goes, "Oh, Big Gulps, huh? Well, see you later." It's just so great. Of course, I never talked about this one actress, Lauren Holly, played by Mary Swanson, who I will admit she's hot. She's a bit of a redhead. I have a thing for redheads as well. Fun fact: Lauren Hall is actually married to Jim Carrey, dated, married, and also divorced in real life. I don't blame him. I don't blame Jim Carrey for that, but okay. But yeah, that's Mary Swanson doesn't have her moments. She's just she's just there, just standing about and praying, which she just has a moment, especially when Lloyd was talking to her and Mary tried to warn Lloyd to keep an eye on the road because he wasn't paying attention because all the cars are crashing while he's driving the limousine. Hilarious. Just there's so many great stuff about Dumb and Dumber. I can watch this all the time. I would happily to watch Dumb and Dumber any time of the day, any time of the week, any time of the month, any time of the year, or decade, or generation, whatever. I'll watch this movie. Even on my deathbed, I'll watch this for the last night and I have to pass away. Well, this is Dumb and Dumber. My rating for Dumb and Dumber is worth buying on Blu-ray. This is worth buying. This is a great film. Worth your time, worth your money. This is a great, funny movie. Thanks, guys, for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and see ya!